Okay, we are going to learn how to open up JMP and do a few things. Now, if you feel comfortable just reading through the JMP guides, this video is optional, all right? You can just turn it off and go through the JMP guide yourself. Otherwise, I'm going to walk you through everything. All right, so when you open JMP, this is what you get. You'll get 4 screens here. So this shows like all the different things that I've been working on. Then there's going to be a window list. It might be other things you have open right now, recent things that you look for on help, and specific projects you're working on. I actually really hardly ever use this page, but I thought it might be helpful for you to see kind of just what's going on. So that is what it looks like when you open up JMP. So let me show you a few things. Let's go to File, and we're going to go to Preferences. All right, in just another video or two, I'm going to tell you the preferences that you need to have set up that will be needed as we go through this course, but just so you know, that's where preferences are. And let's say we want to create a new data set. We go File, New Data Table. And so this is what it's going to look like, where I'm sure you're probably familiar with Excel and different types of programs, but this will be just the basic way we will set up our data. All right, let's see what else I can show you. Let's look at sample data. If I go under Help, I can go to Sample Data. And if you ever just kind of want to play around with different data sets, you've got some things here that you could look at. So you can look at business kind of data, psychology data. That's probably the closest thing for us. Maybe we'll look at scores. I don't know. It gives you different data to play with, and just you know, if you want to have fun sometime playing with data, there you go. There it is. There's also here, like if you want to look at, you know, if you want to practice with like specifically different types of ANOVA, like a one-way ANOVA, you can open that up and it's set up to it's a good data set for that type of test. That's what that means. All right, so there's that. All right, another thing that's kind of interesting to use maybe sometime, you can look at the statistics index. And, you know, I don't really know what this is. Okay. All right. Well, it's kind of neat. It'll show you, like, if you don't know what something is and if you need a direct definition, there it is. So we will talk about R squared, a little bit of adjusted R squared in here. So that's there for you. You probably won't ever use that, just to let you know. All right, so now I'm going to go on to JMP Lesson 2 and talk about how to build a data set and how to import data and how to name your data. Okay, this lamp is driving me crazy. It's actually 12:53 a.m. right now. I should probably change that light bulb. I will after this video. Okay, so let's talk about the different type of data we use. All right, so, well, let me say this. Usually when I have a data set, I want to have this first column be like maybe student names. All right, and then this might be some other demographic about them, like their gender. This might be grade level. This might be a type of score that they have, like maybe it's their 10 Ready score in reading. Okay, and then maybe a 10 Ready score in math. Okay. Easy, isn't that great? All right, so what I would do is I have to like give codes to my kids, remember, because I don't know their names. So that's what you would do here. Now codes are just that type of data is nominal data. Okay, this is nominal data. So what I would do is I would right click at the top and I go to column info. No, I go to column info. All right. And I go to nominal. It's a nominal data. It's nominal data. Oops, not gender. Hang on. Okay, student names is nominal. So I go to the column info, nominal data. There it is. All right. And so what you'll notice is this has this little red bar thing, and that red bar thing means this is nominal categorical data. These numbers don't really represent true numbers. They represent like a kid's name. I just put a number with it. All right. So a faster way to have done that would be to right click on this and to hit whether it's continuous or nominal or ordinal. And that's how you code your data. Coding your data is very important. You have to code all of these correctly in order to conduct the correct tests. Okay, so then for gender, I could spell out males and females, but why would I want to waste my time doing that? So I'm going to just do male, 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 female, female, male, female, male, male. Okay, now what type of data is that? It's nominal. Well, JMP is smart. It coded it. It went on and coded it as nominal because I entered letters, and so it knew. It automatically knew I'm talking about nominal data. All right, now let's do grade level. Let's do 5th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 8th grade, 8th grade, 8th grade. Okay, so this you've got to think about, well, am I comparing groups of grade level? If I'm comparing groups, then this would be nominal data. If I'm comparing how 5th grade versus 6th grade versus 7th grade versus 8th grade, I've made them into separate categories, and I would need to make this grade level nominal. Okay, now if I was looking, however, at maybe the relationship between grade level and reading scores, and I'm looking to see is as grade level goes up, does reading go up? I would need to change that to continuous, which would be the blue. For now, I know that like in my studies that I've done, I'm usually looking at differences between groups. They're differences, they're in different categories, they're in different buckets. If you've got buckets going on, you need to put this in as nominal data. Okay, let's talk about reading scores. These are reading scores from TN Ready. So I'm just gonna, enter some random scores here. I'm totally making this up because, hey, that's what you're gonna be doing in this class. You're just gonna be making up data. It's kind of fun. All right, so anytime I have scores like this, interval or ratio data, it's considered continuous data. All right, and so continuous data would be blue. And so same way with math scores. Now, if I had any kind of ranked data, like percentiles are considered ranked data. So let's say I have percentile scores. Remember, ranked data or ordinal data means there are not equal intervals between numbers. So like if we were running a race and someone won 1st place, 2nd place, and 3rd place, there could be 10-second difference between 1st place and 2nd place, but a 30-second difference between 2nd place and 3rd place. So there are not equal intervals between the ranks. It just tells you which one came first, which one was better. Well, percentile ranks are that way. So I want to just enter some percentiles. Okay, And so percentile scores, I would have to code this as ordinal. Okay, and remember the other way to do that? I right click at the top and I go to column info and I change it to ordinal. That's what I want to do. And there you go. There's my ordinal data. So that's how you set up your data. And like I said, I'm just kind of going through JMP guide number 2. JMP Guide 2 talks about independent variables. A lot of times your independent variables are going to be your categorical variables. It's going to be you're testing the effect of your categorical variables. So you might want to see, anytime you're looking for differences, you're essentially seeing if there are effects. So is there an effect of grade level on reading? And remember, you can't say that it's a true effect unless it's a true experiment, which you can't do in educational research. But that's, in essence, kind of what we're looking for. So anyways, nominal data is often considered your independent variable, especially if you're doing tests of differences. A lot of times your dependent variables many times will be continuous data. Not always, but it's usually what you've collected. It's the data you've collected. So I might just want to see, hey, are there grade level differences in reading scores? Does one grade do better than another? And so I'm looking at nominal data and continuous data. Okay. So I feel like that's pretty easy. A lot of this has to do with just playing around with it. So I encourage you to play around with your data sets. I want to now talk about importing Excel files, because obviously when you work with your client, they're not going to have JMP probably. So what you're going to need to do is take their Excel file. So here's what you would do. You would go File, Open, and you would look for your Excel file. Okay. All right. I'm hoping this works. Yes, it does. Okay. I had an old one. If you have an old Excel, you have to transfer it to a more recent version on your computer. But okay, you need to pay attention to this page here about what it says. Okay. So does my Excel file contain column headers? Yes. And it starts on row 1. No. Okay, actually the way this looks is how I want to import it. Data starts on row 2. No, it really starts on yeah, it does. The data starts on row 2, but the data starts on column 1. See, sometimes the data starts on column 2 if column 1 was code scores, okay? But you still probably want to transfer your code scores. So I'm just saying you have to pay attention to how this imports. Like if you import it one way and it doesn't look quite right, you may need to change some of this, okay? But usually when I've done this, it's all set up pretty easily. And then I go to next. I can't see because the zoom is in the way, the zoom stuff. So I'll go import, okay. And there it is. I imported my Excel anxiety sheet. And now, often, however, what you might have to do is check to see that these are labeled correctly as continuous, nominal, or ordinal data. And in this case, it is. But I've worked with a lot of dissertation teams. This lamp's driving me crazy. There's a lot of dissertation teams that have needed to go through and name the columns, rename them, because it wasn't imported correctly. So just be aware of that. And all right, so you may still want to look over JMP guides 1 and 2, But that's the gist for now, and I will see you next time.